Okay, what I'm going to go over in this video is how to add members to a set by importing a file. And I ran an analytics report that shows me a list of items that are in our new books location, and these are all in a temporary location, and we're going to move them to the second floor. So you'll notice that the report gives you the holding ID, item ID, barcode, and MMSID number, and you can run different jobs using holding IDs, item IDs, barcodes, or MMSIDs. For the one that we're going to do right now, which is actually the same report that we just did in the previous video, we're going to use column E, which is the barcodes. So I'm going to copy and paste some of these into a notepad text file, and you'll want to go up to the top row and add a row that says barcode, and you want to you do not want to type this in all caps like that. You want to use upper and lowercase, so you just need to capitalize the B in barcode, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as barcode file, and we're done with that. You're going to open up Alma and go to Admin, Manage Sets, and just like we did before, we're going to add a set. It's going to be itemized. You want the status to say active. The set content type is going to be physical items. And where it says add contents from file to set, we're going to select that text file that we just created called barcode file, and then click save. And you'll get a message saying a job was submitted to add members to the set. We're going to go to Admin, Manage Sets, and just take a look at that. And this is the file that we just created. Move these to the second floor. The members in the set are going to be listed here. So we have 20 items that we're going to be moving. And you see all of these, well, interesting. These have a permanent location of new books. Actually, they should say temporary location, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to be moving them out of this location anyway. So what we're going to do is go to Admin and go to Run a Job. And we're going to do the same job that we did before, which is the Change Physical Items job. So on the Select Job to Run page, you select Change Physical Items, click Next, and then we're going to select our set that we just created. Which I think I called Move These to Second Floor was the name of the set. We're going to click on Next, and here you could change the type from permanent to temporary, however you want to do it. I'm moving these to a permanent location, and whoops, I need to select the library, and then our new location is going to be second floor stacks. And just in case I had any that were temporary, I'm going to select Remove Temporary Item Indication and Remove Temporary Library and Location, and then click Next. And you'll see it tells you your number of items in the set is 20. Click on Submit. The pop-up tells you you can't reverse this, So do you want to continue and you want to do confirm? And you can refresh to see what the status is. So right now it says running, progress is 0%. And that didn't take very long. There was only 20 items. We're going to click on the History tab, and you'll see that we got a message saying the job completed successfully, and we're going to look at the report. And you can see here that it processed all 20 records with no errors. And so we're going to go back to Admin and go to Manage Sets. I'm going to look at the members in the set, and I just want to make sure, whoops, yeah, it says permanent location, second floor stacks. So you can scroll through and just verify that they all say second floor stacks, and that's what you want. And if that's the case, then you don't need to do anything else to these. You can hit done. Well, actually, you'll want to, once you verify that everything was correct, you'll want to empty the set so you can add more items to it in the future if you want. So I'm going to open this back up and just click Select All and then Remove Selected and then click Done. And that'll empty the set of all the members that you added, and then if you need to reuse the set, you can do so by adding new members to the set and running another job. In the Knowledge Center, there's a page called Managing Search Queries and Sets, and if you scroll down this page, there is a list of all the content types and the headers that you need to use. So if you scroll down where it says physical items, in the second column it says barcode, and you'll notice that it's not all capitalized. And so this was the reason why I only capitalized the B in barcode, because it's telling me that this is how the header needs to look. And so you can see, for example, if you did a content type of all titles, the header needs to be MMSID all caps, just like this, if you're using the MMSID. But you could also use ISSN numbers, ISBN numbers, the OCLC control number, or the 035 field if you're doing all titles. If you're using all titles as your content type. And for physical items, these would be the only headers that you can use for that. So when you're looking at the select job to run page, you need to pay attention to what the content type is and make sure that your set is using the right headers that were on that page I just showed you, because this job number 4, cancel physical item requests, you can only have a content type of physical item to be able to run that. So that previous page showed you what headers you could use to be able to run this job. And you remember that on the set details page, you can set the content type by using this drop-down menu. And so this is how you would select whether the set is going to be a physical item set, or all titles, or physical titles, or something else. And the way I got this report right here was that I went to Analytics and then clicked on Design Analytics. And I went to Catalog, and in this folder I have a report right here called New Books Location, Okay, and this is the criteria that I used. I used bibliographic details, author, whoops, get rid of that, title, holding details, has permanent call number, holding ID, physical item details, uses the item ID and barcode, bibliographic details, is where I got the MMSID number, and item creation date. And then I filtered it for location name is equal to new books, and that's the name of the new books location that we use. And so the result of that report is this. And oops, I ran the report. I ran the report by clicking on the new books location open, and I added a prompt to the report, so it's prompting you for the item creation date is less than or equal to. And I actually went back a couple of years. We have a lot of stuff on the new bookshelf that needs to be moved. I did December 31st, 2016, and then OK, and then that gave me a list of items, and you can see the columns. And all I did was I went to the bottom here and did export. Our IT department changed the version of Excel that we use, and for some reason I can't open up this report in Excel anymore, but I used to be able to. So probably, depending on what kind of version of Excel you have, you would be able to just open it up in Excel, which would be easier. But the way I did it was I clicked on Data and CSV format, and then you see I have to open up the file that got downloaded, and then I had to go in and take these 4 columns. Whoops. Yeah, that's right. These columns here. Whoops. And click up here where it says General, and then I selected Number, and then I moved the decimal place over, and so that's how I got the numbers for holding ID, item ID, barcode, and MMSID number. So that's all I did to create that report. And to get the prompt, you click on the Prompts tab, and I'll just delete that. Okay, to get the prompt, you just click on the green plus and then select column prompt, and then you just select what column you want to use as a prompt. I was using item creation date, and then you see that you can make that greater than or less than. I chose is less than or equal to, and then clicked on OK. And this is the type of prompt that you get. Item creation date is less than or equal to. And then at that point I just saved it, and then I ran the report like I just showed you. So that's basically how I generated the report right here, and then I copied and pasted the barcodes in this column and imported them into a set, and then used that set to run a job in Alma to change the location.